Yo, check this out. This is Wayne Wonder, representing for Warrior LTV. You see the vision, don't it? See the vision. Warrior LTV. Keep it locked.
I'm gonna tell you. We, as bloggers, these are the issues that we need to address. You understand what I said? Set the bar for the youth. Share, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned to the channel. I don't know all this shit. Yes, brothers and sisters, greetings in the mighty name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I first, and all things good and wonderful amongst us and about us. Welcome viewers and subscribers. Viewers, if you like the content, subscribe and make way grow the platform. You know, see it? Yes, Seen? Now, a sister, when I like her name called on the platform, send an article come give I, Rasta, where more read to the eye them regarding the Millennium Council. You know, see? Now, the article was published by the Jamaica Observer. See? And this is what them call the article hogwash. Hogwash, you know. Now, how subliminal is that? You know, for attribute anything at all for do with the Rasta, with the hog them. Hogwash. I'm gonna read the article. And you know what, before I go no further, I'll tell you, say, you see, from my common sense observation, it's like the Millennium Council give the Jamaica Observer the authority for style them. See, now, this is based on common sense, you know. This not have nothing to do with legal knowledge or nothing like that. Now, we're not over exert yourself or, you know, yeah, like so well then we know or we don't know. It's what I say, yeah, because I don't know the other day I make certain little pronouncement in the space here. See, I'm not one of them feel like so well then I take on certain things from my head where, you know, like me I prove something to nobody. It's just common sense. See? Make I deal with the article first, and then we get night. On the eve of Christmas holidays, the government of Jamaica found itself before a United Nations body fending off allegations of racial discrimination against the Rastafari and maroon communities here. That's in Jamaica. By video link over the last 2 days of the most recent meeting of the UN Committee for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, CERD, in Geneva, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports Olivia Babsy-Grange launched a staunch defense of the administration's record of treatment of the two groups. Jamaica, despite its size and limited resources, has made significant strides in implementing the UN International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination in rooting out any hint of racial discrimination within the society, Grange insisted. We have sought to address past wrongs and to strengthen our legal and institutional framework. We will continue to bolster existing mechanisms for the protection and advancement of the rights of every citizen at all levels of the Jamaican society, no matter race, color, creed, or class. Jamaica was taken before the CERD for a relatively little known group calling itself the Ethio-Africa Diaspora Union Millennium Council, EADUMC, which describes itself as a Rastafari community NGO, non-governmental organization. EADUMC says it is focused on the human and intellectual property rights of the community that is grounded in African descent and indigenous people rights framework that have informed United Nations efforts to combat the structural inequities arising from the colonial past colonial nation states. At the 108th session of the CERD treaty body, which took place between November the 14th and December the 2, 2022 in the Swiss city, the Millennium Council was reported to be the first to have submitted an alternative report from a civil society organization to the Convention to Eliminate Racial Discrimination, CERD, to which Jamaica has been a signatory since 1966. Its 17-page centered around claims that Rastafari in Jamaica were having their hair forcibly cut by state agencies, pointing to, among other incidents, the 2020 episode in which the 78-year-old Rastafari Nyabingi priest known as Bingi Irie Lion was trimmed after being admitted to the Linstead St. Catherine Hospital for a stroke. At the time of the incident, Dr. Jalani Naya, a lecturer and coordinator in Rastafari studies in the Institute of Caribbean and Reggae Studies Unit at the University of the West Indies and board member of the National Council on Reparation, addressed the issue in a column in the Jamaica Observer. Naya said the trimming of the Rastaman's beard, which he had grown for 57 years, violated his spiritual covenant with the Creator as well as his accumulated history and journey in this tradition. It is germane to his dignity and identity, almost akin to his processional cross. Also raised at the meeting was the issue of a discord between government and the Maroons of a compound St. Elizabeth led by Chief Richard Curry, who was dubiously claiming autonomy for Maroons. The EADUMC report was signed by Director Maxine Stowe, Rodolph Bailey, and Robert Mogg. But a prominent member of the Rastafari community who spoke to Jamaica Observer on condition of anonymity said he was not authorized to speak for Rastas, disagreed with the Millennium Council. He said anyone could write a letter to the UN committee claiming racial discrimination by the government against them or their group. The Jamaican government, as signatory to the convention, was duty-bound to respond to such claim and demonstrate how the allegations were being addressed, no matter how ridiculous, untrue, or damaging such allegations are, he said. We could credibly prove that the Jamaican government is racially discriminating against Rastafarian at this time. The Rastaman asked. Who could credibly prove that the Jamaican government is racially discriminating against Rastafari at this time? The Rastaman asked. Now, pay attention to words, see, and their meaning. I will discuss in terms of the process of law. See, yeah. Grange, who has portfolio responsibility for both groups, assured the UN, while there may be individual issues, we continue to enjoy excellent relations with these groups. We engage constantly and have had wonderful outcomes, and we recognize their indigenous culture and we recognize them as Jamaicans. She said, making a distinction between indigenous culture and indigenous people. The ministry also pointed to financial and other support given by the government to Maroon communities, including Moortown, Charlestown, Scotts Hall, and a compound town, to assist with their festival and development initiatives, as well as reparations to members of the Rastafari community who were victims of the Coral Garden incident of 1963. The pledge that Jamaica would continue to monitor the human rights situation in the country and make adjustments where necessary, adding, we acknowledge that there is room for improvement and we are resolved to engage and ensure the full respect of the rights of all Jamaicans. Our beloved Jamaica will remain welcome to all people regardless of skin color. We strive to foster unity. Remember, word sound we are talking about. We foster unity. Out of many, one people is who we are and will continue to be. Jamaica's delegation to the CERD meeting also include Ambassador Cheryl Spencer, the permanent representative of Jamaica to the United Nations, and her team. Cherise Gale, Senior Assistant Attorney General, Captain Natalie James, Human Rights Specialist in the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, and Lalita Davis Mattis, Chair of the National Council on Reparation. Yeah, that are the argument. Now, here are my disgust there. Because I not say me embarrassed, you know. You see, because a long time I say charlatan in the business. See, and when I say charlatan, charlatan means that some people who are, the definition of a charlatan is someone who's purporting to be something that they aren't, that they are not. You know, see? And some charlatan business will say go on, sir, which enable the Jamaica Observer to title it Hago Wash. I mean, it could have been there's so many other terms where them could have used the rasta. You know, see? But them use the hag. See? And boy, John, the Millennium Council give them the reason. Because first question I want to ask, and you see, I make reference to an incident when I say go on in England with Rastafari as well. You see, because first thing the Millennium Council could have do is seek legal advice on how to structure them allegation or them case to the United Nations. You see, even right now them look like a joke thing to the United Nations. I wonder if it's a planting between them and the government to do this. For further, it's like, you know, it make it look like Yagbal, wolf all a while and nobody no come. You understand what I say? So this, I don't like how this look, Rasta. Because this too simple. Too simple for so much mistake making it. See? How on earth can your own race be racist to you? How? Somebody tell me that. Oh, black people be racist to black people. First thing, black people now have economic power to be racist to nobody. See? Now, these are the principles of racism. And you see, even them man you know where purports to them are Rastafari, if them don't know the definition of racism. It's like say them are even charlatan to Rasta. Them don't know charlatan to the law. You see? It's like them a charlatan to Rastafari itself. Oh, racism coming at this. Oh, you're going to make up claims of racial discrimination when there's so many other issues that go on between Jamaica and the government, which is obvious. It's not the headlines every day. The evidence is clear, Rasta. What is? You know, if I sit back and say, well, then it's a common or a simple mistake, it's beyond me. You know, see? I'm not going to insult I'm an intelligence. Too much learn the people in a Rastafari. If one could suffer away with them, so the Millennium Council have no lawyer, no attorney at law in it. If so be the case, seek professional advice to Rasta. What kind of claims, what kind of argument this will bring to the big UN? Waste the people and time. How? Black people will be racist against black people. How that possible, Rasta? Eh? I bet if I did say them bigoted. I bet if I did say them discriminating. You know, see? I bet if I did say them a sideline. The thing, there is so many arguments, disenfranchise. You have religious rights abuse. There's so many cases for the eye them make. Racism, the eye them use, Rasta. How kind of joke thing this is going on now? Everybody over the world now laugh after the group. Like said group are idiot, the group now no sense. All if you use them sort of terms of make legal representation, eh? Everybody in the meeting laugh after only in a Rasta. A extraordinary professionalism them use for no bust out a laugh in front of them. I'm sure when them read the allegation before them present it in that case, they must laugh after now wonder for some white Rasta this attack. Or some Asian Rasta living in Jamaica. They must wonder. You don't see it. Now me agree with the government say it is hogwash. There is no way the government, Jamaica government, John was star. This make me a bust some big sweat. I can't believe. You know, see, and this is how media crack and simplify the thing has become. Because some little ignorant man all up in themselves, who look like them never read a book, did not seek to come outside of them self-interest and them ego. Because all it's about is attention seeking. This is all this seems to me. Rather than come out of your self-interest and your ego and consult with a legal profession, Rasta, go read a law book, go Google human rights violations. You see, go Google racism and see the difference. See what kind of case you have. Because regardless of what go on, no matter what you present in front of the judge, you know, the judge business is not to look on what really affect you in a judge business, have to look on the case of in front of him. Think because you know, go to the judge and say, oh, racism go on. Judge will look and explain to him, define to him and say, no, it's not racism. It's discrimination. It's really just discrimination. You think it's that all go on, Rasta? Eh? The island fail. Come like the other day, I read response. Some Rasta man carry the British government. That's why Rasta still in the illegal line with Ganja. Boy, yeah. You know, see, because some Rasta man take the government to court the other day and I say them supposed to use weed as a religious right. See, boy, you know them add pan the case as well. Distribution, them supposed to distribute it too. Eh? No, this is the reason why the case failed, you know. Because there is no way the government are going to accept the distribution of an illegal substance. This is widely used. It's widely illegal amongst the majority of the population. See, now if the island did apply just for sacramental purposes use alone, I am certain to this day, Rasta would have a right for smoke ganja in Britain without any challenge from the law in the form of illegality as a religious sacrament. You know, see, because it fall under the European Union Human Rights Council, whereby you have your religious rights. I mean, the Sikh them, it's illegal to walk with a knife in Britain, yet still the Sikh them do it as a religious sacrament, a religious ornament, a religious practice. You know, see it? Now you want to tell me, say, if you rush one of them, man, they're not hurt them, they're not going to use a knife to defend themselves, they're more dead with it on them with a big pretty dagger, they're more dead with it on them side. Eh? No, I want to tell you. The government know that common sense tell you that, Rasta. You know, see it? You just have to give them the benefit of the doubt, given the nature of affairs. It's a religious ornament. You know, see it? So, you square the circle. And the same thing with Ganja, Rasta. You see it? But the argument of distribution, because the man they can't tell the government, say, oh, we want to sell these knives to everybody, even members, people who are not members of the religion. So that's them have it as a religious ornament. That doesn't make no sense. Them can't bring that to the government. You know, see it? So the same thing with the weed. They are them now seek the right. You know, it's where there's no unity, Rasta. Ego take charge. And people suffer. Because if the Millennium Council not have some Rastafari solicitor, liar within them thing, them certainly can go outside, go a bubble, go seek one, then if them don't want to deal with a bald one on the road, them certainly can go over Naya Bingi, go seek one. But it come like this level of unity, not there. You know, see it? And it inflict now a general wound of consciousness to the whole Rastafari group. Who all are we as a Rastafari all over? Because we look like we just dance and a feeling of the dark. Like everybody else, Rasta, with our big ego, is what our mind tells we say, this is an insult. This is an insult, Rasta. You know, see it? How you for be racially discriminating and how racism coming at this, Rasta? How did them brother I want somebody explain this to me? How racism coming at it? This get ignorant, you know. This make I ignore, I give thanks, you know. I give thanks. I'm a Rastafari. I'm a give thanks, yes, sir. Blessed Rastafari.